Okay, hello, MAGAMAN here. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to just excuse myself in advance. I'm fucking pissed off right now. Um, the media, man, it's getting out of control. I don't know, I guess let's just dive straight into the video so you guys can see for yourself and then we can talk about it.
Were a few errors in that speech, and we should point them out. Number one, he said that the Orlando suspect, the man accused of terrorism in Orlando, was born in Afghan. He was born in the United States in 1986, and he is a U.S. citizen.
The killer, whose name I will not use or ever say, was born in Afghan, of Afghan parents, who immigrated to the United States.
Oh boy. Well, there it is. The first fact check by MSNBC. Holy shit. I hope you were able to catch on to what they did there, but if you didn't, it's okay because it's so small, even though it changed the meaning of the entire statement. And that was they changed an an to an in. A little word, an to in. So Donald Trump said he was born an Afghan. MSNBC changed that statement to in Afghan. So an in, very different, right? And that's just for starters. I mean, holy shit. The funniest part to me was, where the fuck is Afghan? Like, and it's kind of funny, I guess, because I have all these flags here, and those are the countries I've been to, and I'm actually missing a couple, but, you know, I'd like to say I'm well versed in geography, and I've already checked out the map. There's no Afghan. There's Afghanistan, which is a country, but Afghan is not a country. Afghan is an identity, just like me. I'm a Mexican. So, like, an analogous situation would be like Donald Trump saying MAGAMAN, which is me, was born a Mexican. Yeah, I was fucking born a Mexican, you know? It's my identity. My parents are Mexican and stuff. Well, imagine if MSNBC came and said, oh, Donald Trump said that MAGAMAN was born in Mexican, but he wasn't. He was born in the USA. He's a US citizen. Well, there's a big issue there, right? First of all, the in and an, but also Mexican isn't a country. That's so stupid, you know? Like, just because I'm Mexican doesn't mean I was born in Mexico. Just because I was born a Mexican doesn't mean I was born in Mexico. In fact, it's impossible, right? I would have to be born in Mexico to be born in Mexico, because Mexican is an identity. Same with Afghan and Chinese. If you're Chinese, it doesn't mean you were born in China. It just means you're Chinese. Like, holy shit. And you know, in addition, like, Donald Trump proceeds to define what he means by Afghan. If you go back and watch the video, he literally says, was born an Afghan from Afghan parents who immigrated to the United States. He literally says that. How much more evidence do you need to...
The killer, whose name I will not use or ever say, was born in Afghan, of Afghan parents, who immigrated to the United States.
Few errors in that speech, and we should point them out. Number one, he said that the Orlando suspect, the man accused of terrorism in Orlando, was born in Afghan. He was born in the United States in 1986, and he is a U.S. citizen.
So I guess my point is that MSNBC changed a little word, an and to an in, to manipulate an entire statement, and you can call them on their bullshit just because it ends up not making sense, because they tried to translate two very different things. Donald Trump's reference to an identity as being a reference to a country. And that just doesn't make sense. It doesn't work. So you can easily call them on that bullshit. And I don't know. There's not much more to say, really. I guess we can just move on to the next clip, which I don't want to spend too much time on because it's 10 times dumber. All right, yeah, I don't know. Here it is.
Citizen. He also said that he basically forced Hillary Clinton to use the words radical Islamic terror. That's not entirely true. This morning on the Today Show, said she said she's happy to use those terms, but she doesn't think that they are suitable when you're talking about terrorism. All this talk and demagoguery and rhetoric is not going to solve the problem. I'm not going to demonize and demagogue and declare war on an entire religion. That's just plain dangerous, and it plays into ISIS's hands.
Oh boy. Double oh boy. Triple oh boy. I don't know. Can we just all agree that this woman is just stupid? I don't like to be mean and stuff, but holy shit. Like I think it's okay for me to call this woman a stupid because she's corrupting the minds of many people, and that's not okay. And and we know that she's not stupid too, right? These reporters are intelligent people. I hope. And I would rather have her be stupid than her actively knowing what she's doing. Anyways, so she basically says that, Donald Trump said, basically, by the way, basically is a big word, big word. He basically forced Hillary to use the term Islamic radical or radical Islamic terrorist. Basically. So Donald Trump basically forced her to do that. And then she says, that's not true. Because Clinton said she's happy to use the term, but she doesn't think it's, suitable? Yeah, so she says, I'm happy to use the term, but I don't think it's suitable because yada, yada, yada. All these reasons that she outlines why she doesn't think it's okay to use the term. Doesn't that actually strengthen Donald Trump's statement that he basically forces her to use that term? Because she said she doesn't like to use it. She says, I'll be happy to use it, but I really don't want to because I don't think it's suitable because of all these reasons. So it's kind of actually forcing her to use a term she doesn't want to use. But you know what? Fuck it. Who cares, right? The easier way out here is just that's not even a fact. Like, what are you checking? You're checking some random ambiguous opinion is what she's doing. And if you're not convinced there and you want to see it another way, you could say that they just fact checked Donald Trump's fact by using Hillary Clinton's opinion. So they're fact checking an opinion with a different opinion. As you could just see how many flaws there are in this reporter's statements, arguments, whatever the fuck you want to call them. It's just full of bullshit, and it pisses me off so much. And this is a problem with America. It's really the media, and the problem with why we have so much, honestly, violence and heated debates that really shouldn't even be debates. They should be open discussions. It's all because the media is feeding people some strong things that aren't accurate. And yeah, I'd be fucking pissed too if this was all true, I could be upset and offended. Thankfully, I can think about it a little bit better. But I'm sure there are people that don't think about it that deeply and just get pissed off of information that isn't even accurate. So, just a train of thought. As always, if you got through this video, I appreciate it. Comment, like, subscribe. Try to put out something new every day. Cheers.